Hello, hi, I'm Sandra Corbin, and welcome to Success Strategies. Today, I'm with one of Barbados' finest DJs, Pedro Edwards, also known as DJ Code Red. He's going to tell us a little bit about the music industry here in Barbados, as well as how he feels that the music industry is playing out and will go in the future. Plus, he's going to give us a little history about himself. So, Pedro, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Right. Can you tell me a little bit about how you got started in this industry?
Well, growing up, my mom used to always have a lot of house parties, and then one day my brother bring home two turntables, and I was like curious. Anyway, start fooling around with it, and then I was pretty alright. Wasn't good, pretty alright. So I become like the DJ for the house parties home. Yeah.
And what about the nightclub scene? Because when I had arrived in Barbados initially, and I would be in St. Lawrence Gap, I used to hear the name Code Red even more. So I understand that your career is changing direction and you're using the internet and so on. But initially when I came here, I heard about you in the Gap. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I guess you would hear it about the Thursday night in the shipping with 40 people. I mean, that used to be like crazy people up in there, 3,000 people. And then I decided, I don't want more than that. So I decided to do on a Wednesday night, which is UK Garage, that's out of London. And that was pretty cool too, because, it was so amazing, people coming from London or England, or whatever you want to call it, and hearing this type of music that they're not accustomed to. It was like, like crazy, like, wow, like, that's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so because you have been around in those days, would we say about 20 years at least in the Gap?
Yeah, could be about that.
Right. Because you've been around for at least 20 years, playing in the Gap and so on, and at venues around Barbados, you would have encountered other DJs and you'd have a knowledge of DJ history here. Tell me a little bit about what you know.
Well, back then, there was a lot of competition, you know. They had guys like, let me bring it a little further, like Peter Coppin, like the Monster Piece crew, he was something to reckon with. They had like Bubbles and, the lose the words, the DMZ and those guys, So when you come out to party, you want to make money and to work, you had to be on the ball.
What were some of the difficulties you would have encountered because the technology would have been different at that point?
Well, that's true. But I had to work with what, I had at the time. Internet wasn't a big thing back then, and then I was just changing over from vinyl, which you could see over here, to CDs. So it was a lot of work. 'Cause you had to record all your music off of wax to CDs, so you could get the same type of music, because, internet, like, nobody didn't really know much about downloading and stuff like that. So you had to work really hard.
Okay, so would you say that the technology has changed the art form of being a DJ?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, you could get almost anything that you want off the internet. Technology is out there. The whole thing is about what you're going to do with it, how you're going to use it. You could use it to be very good, or you could just fool around and just do craziness.
So now if we're in 2016, you were out there in the nightclubs at that point, doing a lot of nightclub work. Yeah. I've noticed now there's an increased presence that you have now on YouTube and so on. Tell me a little bit about that and how you feel about that change.
Well, that change is good, but people are frightened for that, right? I could say is that you can't go back down the same road that you was like 20 years ago. You always got to upgrade. You always got to be on top of the situation. It's so much different, but it's so easier now. Because, before you had to move like with 8 crates of records. I'm talking about the milk crates. 2 turntables, mixer. Then you got your crew with 3 or 4 guys. You know, now you move with a laptop, a controller, just your microphone, headphones, and you got your whole playlist settled, or your what you would call it, your whole selection. You know, so it's easier. You know, cause back then you had to, if you playing at a party or a wedding or whatever, you had to try to ask the people that holding the function what genre of music you want, because you may say, well, they want this, and then you forget to create so many whole, the same two crates you forget home is the one you want. So that's how you end up moving with bulk. You know, 8 crates it's not easy to move it.
So from what you're saying to me, it's cut down the amount of manpower as well that you need.
Yeah, I tell you, great. As I say already, you know, there's controller, which you can see here, and computer, and you're ready to go.
Tell me a little bit about in terms of Barbadian music, the history and what was playing then, and how those artists have evolved to now.
Well, as I say already, I'm going to say again, music changed. New artists out. I mean, back then they had like the popular, like the Griner and the Gabby and the RPB and the Red Plastic by the Rasili, all those guys. You name it, back then. So, you know, back then, you had to work, as I said already, you had to work with the guys, right? The guys used to give me a lot of music, because I used to play around, like in the Harbor you know, the Shipping, you know, Coach House, you name it, all around Barbados. So they want the music they heard, right? Because the radio stations was a little bit on the laid-back side of putting the music out there, right? And, you know, I was catering for tourists. So, yeah, I might like the song and stuff like that, you know, can you do a copy, or where can I get the music from, you know? So it was good. It was good anyway.
How did the tourists hear about you?
Yeah, that's a good question. Anyway, when you're working in the #1 clubs, you know, they will see you, they will get to know you, they will come back and say, hey, you know, that's the guy that played, you know, last time was here. And, you know, you just create like a fan club, you know, to come back. You got to go to the Shipping, or they go to Harbor Lights or whatever Coach House. Mac Brace was doing Mac Brace on a Friday night, Latin. That was very successful too. That was like crazy to people, because people say, how can you play music like that you do not understand what the people are saying? But it's not about what the people are saying, it's all about the beat. You could have a song with the lyrics is rubbish, but it's a good beat. So that's, you know, that's carry you, and you got to know how to bridge the music. You just can't play like all over, right? Your music have to tell a story. You know, I hear guys like starting off fast. When you start off fast, there's nowhere else for you to go. So you always start slow. Rich people having dinner, you know, play some nice slow tunes in your brain, have a little R&B, and you come up the line. That when they be into dancing soca, they say, how you get dancing soca? It's just a groove, you know. You got a groove, but you know the guys out there, you know, try different things. You know, they can't knock them for that. It work, it don't work. But they're brave, because you do those things home, not out. So, you know, everybody do the thing to suit themselves.
The artists that were around at that time, which ones surprised you? Because we've got some that are big today. You know, what were the surprises to you?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm a big fan of Spice Band. Alan Shepard, you know, I used to work with those guys in Harbor Lights. You know, I used to work with the Splash Band, Big Airy. That's on Saturday night, still in Harbor Lights. And then you had like the Crossfires came out after, and the Square Ones, which used to also work with those in Harbor Lights. And then the guys just, you know, like we move on, we did different things, and you will find like people will call me like for gigs, and then I realize, like, you know, Square One playing or Crossfire playing or whatever the situation. I used to play on the road with Betty West. I used to play on the road to a Spice. That's Crop Over I'm talking about. That's stressful though. Anyway, I had a good time, you know. It was something new. I always like to try something new. I don't like to be stagnant. Guys that want to play one genre of music, every place to go. That's why we try to play soca, you know, R&B, reggae, salsa, slow jams, oldies. I got a wide selection of music. Right now on my computer back here, could be just over 52,000 songs, and still about these 52,000 hit songs.
Which ones were the surprises for you?
When it comes to what? The music?
Breaking out into the music industry in a big, big way.
Well,
here in Barbados.
Okay, if you're talking about artists, I will have to say the first one that like Rupee, right? Me and Rupee was really, really tight. And he used to always give me music, and show me love. We also got one at the back. And then when Spice get the breakthrough too in Trinidad, 'cause that was a hard thing for Bajans to go to Trinidad to get the breakthrough. And then I guess what really top it off is the Rupee with the ice cream. We used to call him the ice cream guy. We used to go down to me and Coalition, and sometimes by myself used to go to Trinidad to a place named the Anchorage and do like gigs. That's a really lovely place. That's like way down by the Defense Force barracks. And we used to have a good time, man. But then I would say the other guy, you get things like Natalie Burke, Weakness for Sweetness. That was another big one too in Trinidad. Then you get the Edwin Yearers with the Pump Me Up and the oil pumping and stuff like that. And then you get my boy Matt Fingal, Big Belly Man. That was a fantastic hit. It didn't really take off good in Barbados, but somehow the way how Trainees listen to music or receive the music is different than Barbados.
Okay, so music would have changed from the days of Griner, Gabby, and so on. The lyrics are different, probably a bit more explicit. The dancing that accompanies it is more gyratory.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that change?
Well, that is something that I don't have any control. I guess nobody don't have a control about.
Has it affected the industry? You think in good way, bad way, positive light because of the lyrics changing, the type of lyrics?
Well, they have the explicit lyrics like for the dancehall artists or the bashment parties.
But is that considered a purist art form of soca?
I don't think you could say that because it's experimenting. Something sound good, something sound bad is if you want to release it. But I believe if something sound bad, 'cause I'm my biggest critic. Even when I do mixes or mixes home or mixes on the computer, and it affects me every time I hear it. I know it cannot be good. I supposed to hear the music like just smooth. Left is one sound and it changing stuff like that. But you gotta have a little bit of pride and as we say, you have to do it properly.
You keep mentioning the Trinis, and then obviously we're here in Barbados. I mean, in the past, I know the Caribbean, we're supposed to be CSME. Has there been some sort of rivalry that's gone on here?
No, why I keep mentioning the Trinis because that time I used to go to Carnival in Trinidad and Barbados was now like, crop over was now coming up, but it wasn't to that stage. Even
What year was that? What year?
that was like back in like the late 90s and stuff like that. Because I was associated with a guy from Trinidad, Davey, Massive Sound System, DJ Benny. Can't remember all of them offhand. And this guy, Michael Murray, he used to do a lot of promotions, Barbados and Trinidad. So I used to be like his second man, right? I was the killer, right? So I used to get invited down, me and Kid Sight. We used to go down. There's a number of artists. And we just used to do our thing. And people used to say, yeah, Bajans, yeah, all right. You still can't mess with the DJs, trainees. But we used to get the job over with because it was something different than the same old.
Describe the atmosphere when you talk about that.
In Trinidad? That's easy. 2 spoons and a bottle and Trinity go party. It don't take... But you see, Trinis is easier to play for because they're open-minded. They would listen to you. I mean, some would give you, yeah, you do shit or something. They would tell you straight as it is, right? But Barbados...
What's the environment like here?
It's a bit different. I think the Bajan public have a one-track mind due to the fact of the radio stations back then used to play a lot of tunes from Jamaica, right? A lot of bashment tunes, dancehall tunes, and that's all we used to be hearing. Now we get the different collaboration or whatever you want to call it, the change of music. You see, because before you could not get a young person to listen to soca. They used to tell soca is a drunken man thing. But since the Raga Soca, as I explained to you, like the RPB with the Raga Raga and Weakness for Sweetness with Natalie Burke and Ice Cream Man, they come about and people start to give them a listen. No, they can't stick to that stage, at least to get a breakthrough. So now you get, a lot of fusions, which is no longer, to me, I could be wrong, it's no longer Raga Soca, it's more like pop soca. Because you're hearing a lot of influence, like a lot of the Danny with the horns, the Danny with the cowbells. That was the rhythm back then. Tinga, 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 tinga. No, you don't get that, right? So you could, and you think with this music that's happening now, you can mix it like with pop, or you can mix it with R&B, you can mix it with hip hop. That's the way how you blend it. So crossover is nice, because before I used to play strictly remixes. I never play the original cut or less. I can't get the remix, because the remix now is the person do it better. So you will get like a old water night, but with a new R&B rhythm behind it. So you can actually blend, when you play R&B, you can blend the old school with the new school. That's how the Trinities do it, right? And you can really like, get a good mix. And people say, wait, I know this groove, but old water night on this groove. I mean, like, that's good. It gives you more flexibility.
So from what you're describing, it sounds like the soca scene is ready, through the blending and the mixing of mainstream music, ready to cross over to Europe and to America and so on. Am I correct in saying that?
But that's the whole idea, because everybody just taking out back then, you know, like, you only make music if the season crop over. After crop over, nobody want to hear you. Now that type of music, you can hear it like in Spain, Ibiza, you can hear it all over the world, New York, you know, like they got Major and Laser. You know, sometimes you don't have to hip hop or dub. The fusion is so different, right? As I say, it's a good thing. It gives DJs room to experiment. It gives DJs bridges, because, you know, you will come like after R&B and want to go to soca. Like the Rihanna song that they release, right? That is a dancehall song, but it have the R&B influence still with the dancehall back. So if you're moving now from dancehall to R&B, you can play that song, or from R&B to dancehall, because it still have the hip hop groove, but it's dancehall. So you call that bridge.
So what does the future hold now for DJ Code Red?
Well, the future to me is the sky. That's the limit. I doing my best to. That's why my music now is on internet. Because marketing yourself now is a lot easier. You don't have to really do a radio ad. You don't got to do a flyer. You don't got to send a CD to nobody. You know, people just log on. You know, that's Code Red Entertainment. They log on and they check my mixes out. Stuff like that. So it's good. It's good.
So the Bajan public, or people in Europe, from the way you're talking now with this mix of fusion, do you think your plans are to let them, you know, see you in person and hear the music that way?
Yeah, that's the whole idea. As I say, because I never target the Barbados market. I always target the overseas, right? Which I call that gravy, you know, more tourists, you know, more money, you know, have more fun. They times now, you know, you still play for the locals too. But I always try to, you know, please everybody. Because with my fans, depends who come to see me play, I know exactly what you want to hear. So I play a little mind game with you, you know, like I play a little bit for you, a little bit for Paul, a little bit for this body, you know, and you can't please everybody at the same time. But that's why my sets, when I'm playing, runs no more than about 15, 20 minutes. If you don't like the particular genre of music I'm playing, you know, time you go to the bar, have a drink, that's 15 minutes up. You know, you gotta like something that I play tonight, right? So I always try like to keep it juggling, keep it moving, or really to be stagnant, stick up, you know, like, oh, the DJ played a whole hour soca, a whole hour reggae. Nah, you know, you can't do that.
How can people get hold of you in terms of hearing you play, hiring your services, even maybe purchasing some of the sounds that you've mixed? What do they have to do?
First, you have to get in contact with strategy consultants. You got to ask for Lady Sandra Corbin, and she will point you in the right direction.